Hey everybody, Piper Harris with Untangled Mind. So welcome to the final weeks of December. So if you're like me, you're thinking about, yes, the holidays, but also what is the new year going to look like for me? If you know me and if you've been around for a while, every single year I provide a year-end packet that also allows you to create goals for the new year. I have been practicing this myself for over 20 years. I love the last 2 weeks of December because this is where I give myself the time to really sort through my year. I look at the different domains of my life, but I really look at it through the lens of, am I performing? Am I doing the things that I said I was going to do? Integrity is huge for me. And if not, what do I need to shift for the new year? Now, this might sound a little bit like New Year's resolutions. And the packets that I created before kind of felt that way, and I didn't like it. So over the last few years, I've used something called the Wheel of Life, which is great, but it only looks at very broad categories or domains of a life, and you're really kind of rating how you feel about something. Well, if you've been around me long enough, you know that feelings aren't facts, and this is something that falls flat. And you know what? I think it really falls into the pop psychology field, and I don't want to be known for that. So I did something a little bit different this year, and I invite you to download this year's year in review and goal setting packet for 2026. Geez, that sounds hard or just weird to say, right? So what we're looking at this year is I'm actually having you look at your behaviors and your patterns, and I'm looking at it through the lens of the Big Five. Now, Big Five has been around, and it's a psychological tool, personality tool. It's been around for a long time. You are not taking a personality test, okay? There are a lot of opportunities for you to take a Big Five personality test. I think that Jordan Peterson's is the best, and it's called Understand Myself, and that's in the packet that you can go ahead and take that test, but you don't need it to really enjoy this packet. So what it is that we are going to be looking at how you follow through when things mattered, how your nervous system reacted to stress, where you engaged versus where you withdrew, where you set boundaries or where you avoided them, and how flexible you were when life demanded change. This is really difficult for most people. And my Wheel of Life was not looking at these things, and it wasn't looking at the behaviors that potentially made your different domains in life unhappy. So what I want you to do is, as you work through this packet, is first, I really want you to reflect very honestly. This is not about what you hoped this year looked like. This is not you're wishing this year looked like. I want you to look at exactly what you did. No more fluffing yourself. No more making excuses for unaccessed goals. Change in perspective, mood, mindset. This is about taking a very honest look at ourselves and what we did. So then after you summarize your patterns and you're looking at what you did for the year, you're going to see in very plain terms what carried you through and what has cost you for 2025. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go through this packet. You're also going to go through a value sort. I have this in my workbooks. Value sorts are very, very important, and they're very helpful. So often they can feel kind of clunky and silly, but I really, really encourage you to engage in this value sort, because this becomes your filter and the lens through which you are going to create goals and you're going to work through in the way that you want to in 2026. So then finally what's going to happen is you're going to create a single operating focus for 2026. One direction and one aim. And this again is all rooted in our behavior. How does the Big Five get into that? Well, it's going to talk to you about the Big Five personality domains that might be slipping up and causing you issues in 2025. The whole point of this, let me say this, the whole point of this is that the Wheel of Life was just too vague. It was just too life coachy. What I want you to understand is that you need to dig into this packet. Don't just kind of peruse it and just kind of write simple sentences down. If you truly want change, you need to understand how your personality is reflected in the everyday and how it has created patterns that either help you or hurt you. So again, I really hope that you enjoy this year's year in review and goal setting for 2026. I hope that it helps you and it encourages you and it helps you to see that without a compelling aim for our lives, without a compelling aim, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to have success. We're not going to reach those goals. So the whole point of this packet is not to berate yourself, not to say, oh my gosh, I didn't get what I wanted to do this year. It's not about that. It is recognizing that your behaviors and your patterns are something that you absolutely have control over. And this packet is going to help ensure that you have a very successful 2026. So download it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a wonderful end of 2025. Thank you so much. This has been a pretty wild year for myself and Untangled Mind. I couldn't have done it without you and all of your support. So take care and God bless.